Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Good morning, and welcome to Dalhousie's Spring Convocation. My name is Dr. Wanda Costin, and I have the distinct honor and privilege of serving as the Provost and Vice President Academic for Dalhousie University. Please be seated. At this time, I'd like to invite Elder Thomas Christmas and Elder Ann Labilois to come and deliver the Mi'kmaq welcome.
Tall people, right? Good morning, everybody. Good, that's better. So how's everybody today? Good, you survived last night. Especially that pounding by the Americans to the Canadians, right? So I have the honor of welcoming you to Mi'kmaq, and half of my welcome is going to be in Mi'kmaq and then translated to English. And I have the honor of saying the opening prayer as well. Thank God you guys are so serious. This is a happy day, a good day, right? I know it's early in the morning, but I mean, that's no excuse. Chelida Mi'kmaq Bejidayo. Oldas Bejidayo. Akisu Hankayuk Sidos, Debit Hadamudio. Kadmugudemuk. Asanagilo Dantalada Adio, Nadlit Piadi Dorsum. Daoi Menugayo, Nadlit Piado. Anige Kanijanwa, Wujisk, Pimgaganud muscle to you. Ahadaway, Mujilot, no, that bit Hadmudio. So, can I ask you to stand, please, so I can say an opening prayer for you? For us. Kisu Haladi, she tells you what it is kicking me. Dandelias dedum chit, Del Sabidano, Dandel Gunamasuk to you, a Dandel Gunudamasuk to you. A Haladi chit, Dandelias dead mate, Del Moidanan. A Haladi chit, Dandelia Bonamagic, Nijanna, a Nujisk, a kilo Mawajisk. A Hadaway, Malia Muxino, a Mujilain when Deput Hadmudio, like Shibuk took Mi'kmaq. A Waldasi Bedaya, a Kisu Malia Muxidos, Deput Hadmudio. I'd like to thank the Creator for allowing us to gather here to acknowledge these wonderful students that have graduated. And this is only a one stop. I'm sure some of them will continue on. And sometimes the Creator watches over them. Because I know as students and university students, they got into some hijinks that the Creator has watched over them. And I have asked the Creator to watch over you while you're here celebrating the graduation of these young people. And I have the honor of welcoming Ann Labilois. She's an elder for Dalhousie. And she will be talking to you. And think about this. After you listen to Ann, you will know why I am speaking to you first. Thank you very much. Here's Ann.
Well, Willie Exikbu, Good morning. It's a great morning, and everybody can sit down. So first of all, I just want to say congratulations, students. What a accomplishment. With all the blood, sweat, and tears, and laughter, and excitement, you did it. And congratulations to all the ones that helped them to get here also. You deserve just as much, because without you, they wouldn't be here, and what a wonderful gift that is. So I just want to say, Tom talks from my heart, because I do not speak the language. But one of the words that I do remember that means a lot to me is Dalhousie, which means welcome. It means much more than welcome. When our people welcomed people, it was like, Dalhousie, welcome. Come into my lodge and take the best seat of the house next to me. Sit here next to me, and I will share with you everything that I have. That's how they greeted everyone. And that's how I remember my mom and dad greeting people when they came into the house, no matter who you were. You took the best seat of the house, and you were more than welcome. So this elder had told me before about the forest, which I always kind of relate to a lot. And the forest, she said, she asked me to take a walk with her and to see what was going on. I didn't understand. I was only in my young teens, probably 19 at the time. And I said, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're asking me. And she says, well, look at every tree, at every blade of grass, every flower, everything that grows on the ground. It holds its arms up and it looks up into the heavens and gives thanks all the time for it being here. And it does the most beautiful thing it's supposed to do, no matter what happens to it. We come along and we cut it and burn it, and it gets flooded, but it will still produce the most beautiful green or orange or whatever it produces, no matter what happens to it. And she said, and that's one of the lessons we have to learn as we walk upon it, how to do that with each other, because we don't see the root connection underground that's connected all over the world. She says, and that's what we need to do. We need to learn how to do that. And by learning how to do that, we need to listen in a different way, and we need to observe in a different way. We don't only listen with our ears or see with our eyes. We do all that with this whole being through smell, sight, sound. It's quite an incredible machine we have, that we are. So the elders had showed me how to be able to sit in the moment as the ancestors used to do. They not only sat on the land, they sat with it, and they became part of it by listening and observing. So I'm going to ask you to take a moment to meet your sacred breath, because we don't breathe on our own. This is a gift that was given to each and every one of us, and Spirit does not judge or discriminate at all. We are all worthy of this breath. So we're going to take a moment and just close your eyes, and if you're not comfortable closing your eyes, that's perfectly fine, right where you're sitting. So I'm going to ask you to take a breath in like a newborn baby does through its nostrils. Take that breath in and release that breath through your nostrils very gently. This breath in and this breath out, and release your shoulders and your muscles. This breath in and this breath out, and release your shoulders again, because we hold everything there. This breath in And this breath out and release all the anxiety and excitement of getting here and how you got here and what you're going to do. Just let it be. This breath in and this breath out, and just sit and be the best you can and find your own rhythm of breathing just for a moment. This breath in, I am well, I am whole. This breath out, thank you, Creator, thank you, the one who gives me my breath. O Great Spirit, whose voice I hear in the wind, whose breath gives life to all, hear me, for I am young, small, and weak, and I need your strength and help so much. Take my hands and help me to respect the beautiful things you have created, including myself. Take my feet and guide me. Guide me to find the path of life, the way of life, of wellness, compassion, understanding, honesty, wisdom, joy, love, laughter, forgiveness, empathy, and peace. Help me to learn the lessons you have placed in every leaf and rock, so that I may learn these teachings and bring them back to the people. Help me not to be superior over my brothers and sisters of anyone, but to conquer my greatest enemy, myself, so that when my eyes fade like the setting sun, my spirit can come to you without shame. Tahoe, this breath in, and this breath out, and release your shoulders and feel relief, what it really feels like. Now you can bring yourself back to the moment where you're sitting. Feel yourself sitting in your chair, and you can slowly open your eyes. And when you open your eyes, you'll feel a sensation. And that sensation is because you are in a moment of total healing. Our body heals all the time, so it can carry us through. It tries to clear our mind because we live in a world of great confusion, chaos, and very fast. So that's how we help ourselves, by taking a moment, because there is time for that moment in silence. So let's celebrate. Let's hear it. Celebrate. Go! You did it. Congratulations in Sonogama.
Thank you, Elder Christmas and Elder LaBellois. Dalhousie University is located in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Lenape. We are all treaty people. There are three components to this statement. The first is the acknowledgement the land Dalhousie sits on is part of Mi'kma'ki, the territory of Lenape. The second is the acknowledgement of the territory as both ancestral and unceded, recognizing that the peace and friendship treaties signed between the British Crown and the Mi'kmaq did not involve surrender of land. Finally, the phrase, "we are all treaty people," reminds us that these treaties apply to all of us, Indigenous and settler alike. At Dalhousie, we continue to work and build on these critically important relationships and friendships, and we remain committed to the recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Committee report. We also recognize African Nova Scotians as distinct people whose histories, legacies, and contributions have enriched that part of Mi'kma'ki known as Nova Scotia for more than 400 years. We are deeply grateful to the Indigenous and African Nova Scotian faculty, staff, students, administrators, and elders who help guide our efforts, from pathways programs and admissions to curriculum and community partnerships. While we recognize there is still much more to do, we remain committed to a future grounded in equity and inclusive excellence. Today is a day of celebrations. It is a celebration of endings and new beginnings. We want this celebration to reflect all the joy and excitement and enthusiasm you have, so please feel free to share wildly in the success of your graduates. And graduates, just know we are happy to welcome you as the newest members of the Dalhousie alumni family. Now I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to your stage party. As I call your name, if you would mind, please stand if you are able, or to raise your hand so we may acknowledge you. Elder Thomas Christmas. Elder Ann LaBellois. Dr. Rustam Southwell, Chancellor. Dr. Kim Brooks, President and Vice Chancellor. Dr. Louise Spiteri, Chair of Senate. Dr. Mikiko Terashima, Dean, Faculty of Architecture and Planning. Dr. Marty Leonard, Dean, Faculty of Graduate Studies. Lisa Berglund, Associate Professor of Urban Planning and University Beadle for this ceremony. Wei Mason, Executive Vice President of AT&T Strategies and our Convocation speaker. Also on stage and in the audience are others who have contributed and committed themselves to the success of our graduates. These include faculty and staff who have been instrumental here at Dalhousie. I'd ask those faculty and staff members who are with us today, whether on stage or in the audience, to please rise so that we can acknowledge you. Thank you. Please be seated. I do need to take a moment for a little housekeeping logistics. As you look to the rear, you will see there are two signs. I always feel like I'm in an airplane. Two signs in the back for exits. We do not anticipate any emergencies, but if so, please check and see which is the exit nearest you. And now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce President and Vice Chancellor of Dalhousie University, Dr. Kim Brooks, to give opening remarks.
Good morning. Oh, 9 o'clock, it's still early, you know what I'm saying? Good morning. Graduates, today we honor your creativity, your dedication, and your vision. You've spent years immersed in the work of imagining and learning how we shape the world around us, not only through structures and spaces, but through community, landscape, and possibility. Today we celebrate what you've built here and what you're now ready to build beyond. Your time at Dalhousie has given you a distinctive education, one rooted in the craft of design and in the ethics of placemaking. You've worked on coastal resilience and affordable housing, cultural sustainability and mobility planning, green buildings, and equitable cities. You've done so in studios and labs and in communities, working with faculty and staff and partners to understand how the built environment shapes, reflects, and includes us. Let me celebrate your accomplishments by invoking the work of someone whose contributions reflect much of what you've learned, an architect who, like many of you, is deeply grounded in this place and whose influence reaches around the globe, Brian McKay Lyons. Brian trained here at the Technical University of Nova Scotia, now part of Dalhousie, and although he found his way to Japan and China and California and Italy, he has never strayed far from our shores. His architecture is rooted in Nova Scotia's wind-swept coastlines, its barns and boathouses, its landscapes and histories. From these local foundations, his ideas and his buildings have traveled the world. From the Venice Biennale exhibitions to international awards, his work is studied and celebrated across continents, and still he builds here. What makes his work so compelling is not just its beauty, although the beauty is undeniable. It's the way his buildings seem to emerge from the land itself. They are at once elemental and refined. They speak in the language of place. They remind us that great architecture does not need to be loud to be powerful. One such Brian McKay Lyons meditation stands directly across from the auditorium where our convocation is being held this morning. Pause as you exit and contemplate the Dalhousie Faculty of Computer Science building designed by Brian. It's a study in contrast and connection. At once contemporary and contextual, it reflects the rhythms of the adjacent buildings while asserting a confident, clear presence of its own. It invites interaction. That too is what great design can do. And if you're not from Halifax, do not leave without visiting the Queen's Mark on the Halifax waterfront. Brian offers you one of the most ambitious examples of place-based architecture in the world. It's a project that evokes the weight of maritime heritage while looking squarely toward the future. With its rusticated sandstone, generous public space, and tidal connections, Queen's Mark is not just a building, but a civic gesture. It reminds us that architecture can shape identity, not only for those who occupy it, but for all who pass through and around it. Walk down the thick staircase and find yourself immersed in the Atlantic Ocean. With the salt water circling your kneecaps, contemplate what you have accomplished here. You will look odd, just for the record. In his essay, 7 Stories for the Village Architect, Brian writes, quote, "The human urge to build is a fundamentally optimistic act. Architects have no business with cynicism, pessimism, or dystopias. By the daily plying of our trade, we can project a view of a better world. This has always been our job. It's both a lousy job and a privileged position, where we are constantly fighting the default tendency toward mediocrity, but get to redirect this inertia occasionally into something exceptional." He adds, quote, "If you are not satisfied with the world as it is, then change it. We can build the world to suit our ideals and our families. We are in the business of celebrating life," end quote. That is what architecture and planning demand of us: optimism, skill, vision, and conviction. Your careers will call for the courage to resist mediocrity, the clarity to imagine alternatives, and the determination to translate ideals into form. You inherit that charge. Your work will not only construct walls and roofs and spaces and towns and cities, it will construct ways of living and being. It will shape how people move, gather, hope, and belong. That is no small responsibility, but it is, as Brian reminds us, both a privilege and a joy. Brian's work also reminds us that the local is never small. To truly understand this place, its tides and textures, its histories and hopes, is to understand something universal. As he once said, quote, "You only know home when you get out of town." You will come to know this place more deeply by leaving it, just as you will come to know your own values more fully when tested in new contexts. Whether you stay here or go, you will carry something essential from this place with you. Graduates, your journey will not be linear. The best ones rarely are. Hopefully your time with us has taught you how to listen to land, to people, and to purpose. You've learned that architecture and planning are not just about what is built, but why and for whom. You've learned that care is a design principle. You've been part of a community that believes in the power of design to dignify the world. You've studied under professors who show up in your lives long after the lecture ends, and with classmates whose critiques, laughter, and midnight deadlines you'll remember for decades. You've learned to trace the contours of this campus as if it were a second home, and in so doing, you've become part of its story. And so as you walk across this stage and into your future, know this: you are not just graduates, you are builders of possibility. You are authors of spaces that will shape how people live, work, gather, and dream. Graduates, class of 2025, may you carry your craft with humility, your ideas with boldness, and your curiosity without end, and may you continue always to build a better world. Thank you.
Thank you, President Brooks. We will now commence the conferring of degrees. So graduates, please stand. Chancellor Southwell, as Chair of the Senate of Dalhousie University, I ask you to confer degrees upon those candidates whose names have been approved by Senate.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in Dalhousie University, I admit to their respective degrees and diplomas with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, those candidates who have fulfilled the requirements of that degree and whose names have been approved by Senate. Admito vos ad gradum.
Graduates, please be seated.
Graduates, this is the time you've been waiting for. Get ready. For some of you, this may be your second time crossing the stage or the third, but each time is unique. So do take a moment to take that all in, the amazing accomplishments you have achieved. For those who are family and friends who want to take pictures, they will come across, and here is where they'll be. So this will be the great place to congregate to take your pictures. Graduates, you will meet with your dean, who will also give you a pin acknowledging that you are now a member of Dalhousie alumni. I now ask Dr. Mikiko Terashima, Dean, Faculty of Architecture and Planning, Dr. Marty Leonard, Dean, Faculty of Graduate Studies, and Ella McDonald, an orator and alum from the Fountain School of Performing Arts, to present the candidates who are here today receiving their degrees.
Chancellor Southwell, I am honored to present the following candidates on behalf of the Faculty of Architecture and Planning, who have fulfilled the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Community Design. Faraya Alanyali. Eleanor Madeline Anderson, with honors. Aaron Gregory Banks, with honors and sexton distinction. Anya Chin, with honors. Kirsten Grace Fleet, with honors. Olivia Fox, with sexton distinction. Hanya Haroon, with honors. Sarah Hilborn, with honors and sexton distinction. Shiyang Jia. Hannah C. Josie, with distinction. Rebecca Ann King, with honors. John William Korelic, with honors and sexton distinction. Autumn Ella Legassi, with honors. Emma Nora Liang, with honors and sexton distinction. Kyle Conrad McNeil Timms, with honors. Julia Cara Madden, with honors and sexton distinction. Connor Harris Blair Melchior. Ethan Maxwell Oderkirk, with honors. Ogali Frederick Emma Ova. Ellen Elizabeth Parr, with honors. Tastrophia Pham, with honors and distinction. Darby Ann Sullivan, with honors and sexton distinction. Ali Mohammed Rahid Subhi Tabasa, with honors and sexton distinction. Mura Nun Thida, with honors. Maya Catherine Simpson Terrio, with honors and sexton distinction. Elliot Eric Thrush, with honors and distinction. Alana Titterly, with honors, sexton distinction, and the University Medal in Community Design. This concludes the presentation of candidates for the Bachelor of Community Design. Chancellor Southwell, I am now honored to present the following candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Environmental Design Studies. Sabine Andre Abdu. Osama Al Hassan Al Masalme. Jacqueline Nicole Bale. Emily Rose May Berry. Ishan Bawa. Brina Marie Shapu. Arene de Villiers. Palin Demiriontar, with distinction. Thomas James Emerson, with distinction. Dylan James Ferrier. Christina Aimee Garcia Isa, with sexton distinction. Vincent Godon, with sexton distinction. Zachary Hammond. Emma Hong. Mackenzie Howard. Sophia Rose Helena Ritzak. Kira Francisca Hubler, with distinction. Haley Samantha Hudson. Mahmoud Istanbuli. Grace Kelly Jones, with distinction. Maxwell Scott Josie. Junwon Jung. Paige Ketelars, with sexton distinction. Ishvan Nicholas Krazan, with sexton distinction. José Lemereux. Adriana Marlene Lily Osende, with distinction. Claire Alexandra Mackenzie McDonald, with sexton distinction. Jacob James McDougall, with distinction. Lauren Remy Marchand. Maggie May Marshall. David Ian McGonigal Planky Videla, with distinction. Sawyer Annika Mickelson. Venusa Yasmin Motamedi. Hunter Austin Pack. Callum Pennell. Christina Helena Porter. Olivia Maria Pitlick, with distinction. Ezekiel John Rivera. Romina Rusbe, with distinction. Caitlin Deborah Marie Sampson, with distinction. Jillian Dreyer Smythe, with distinction. Mickey Tomlinson. Ryan Peter Toro Santucci, with distinction. Shannon Rachel Trainer. Haley Dawn White. Peter James Wingo Sancho. Brody Jesse Green Wright. This concludes the presentation of candidates for the Bachelor of Environmental Design Studies. Chancellor Southwell, I am honored to present the following candidates on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate Studies who have fulfilled the requirements for the degree of Master of Architecture. Camille Arsenault. James Harrison Barrett. Matthew Charles Beck. Lucas Duncan Bondar. Jansen Chan. Eliza Lorraine Landers Druart. Liam Ferrer. Erin Elizabeth Gaffney. Rodrigo Soares Guerrero. Benjamin Johnston. Natasha Sophia Jukes. Bailey Patricia Kinnear. Elizabeth Isabella Krinovich. Jonah Merlin Shane Kurlowich. Gabrielle Malo. Haewon Moon. Luke Donovan Norton. Cameron Mark Paul Freeman. Kaylee Hope Peters. out. Elias Peter Rubos. Tony Rukongwa. Jackson Center. Maram Shaheen. Maya Angelica Staubitzer. Nicholas Ryan Stefanikis. Patrick Stewart Jones. Jessie Hannah Wallace Lund. This concludes the presentation of candidates for the Master of Architecture. Chancellor Southwell, I am now honored to present the following candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the degree of Master of Planning. Laith Abu Ezzedine. Caroline Jean Amelia Beddoe. Shane Raymond Blunden. Katie Welina Brousseau. Jared Friesen. Malsha Dulmani Jayalat. Joshi. Mangja Lin Lin. Emma Darlene McDonald. Aiden Jeffrey Mead. Trino Dunk Martin. Kali Umesh Patel. Rutvi Devendra Patel. Maya Catherine Rose Shantz. Hongnan Sun. Kwan Ki Choi. Rosemary Inika Young. This concludes the presentation of candidates for the Master of Planning.
Please join me in congratulating our graduates. Graduates, I know you did not achieve all your success on your own, so I'd like you to now stand and congratulate your friends, family for your support, and to thank them and your faculty and staff.
Thank you, graduates and the guests, for such a joyful, heartfelt show of appreciation. It's now my pleasure to introduce today's convocation speaker, Wei Mason. Wei Mason, or Wei, as many of us affectionately call him, is a longtime community builder, entrepreneur, and educator based here in Halifax. Many of us probably know him as the council member of the Halifax Regional Municipality from 2012 to 2024. And he's also well known as a founder of the Halifax Pop Explosion Association in 2001. With more than 30 years of leadership experience across business, arts and culture, and public service, Wei brings a passion for strategic thinking and positive change. He currently serves as an executive vice president of ATN Strategies, a Halifax-based strategic planning and applied research firm. He holds an MBA from St. Mary's University and a Bachelor of Arts from Dalhousie University. A former municipal councillor, Wei has contributed significantly to local and national initiatives in sustainability, economic development, and community engagement. He's also known for his ability to communicate complex ideas with clarity and impact. His work indeed has made significant impacts of the lives of many citizens across Halifax regional municipalities. Please join me in welcoming Wei Mason.
So weird. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, Elders Ann and Thomas. Thank you, Chancellor Southwell, President Brooks, Acting Dean Terashima, Dr. Rapport, Dr. Foran, faculty and staff for the invitation to speak today. This is a, frankly, extremely unexpected and tremendous honor, and I thank you for it. So let's get started. Bike lanes are really important, guys. Oh, wait, that's my speech from another part of today. I got confused. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. I'll come back to that. But first, my congratulations to the graduates. Look, your degree is a really big deal. This is your day. As you've seen over and over again today, we are all so proud of you. Now, like, the most important thing you need to hear from me right now is I have a 10-minute hard time limit. That's been emphasized repeatedly. So this has left me with a really challenging assignment. I'm not in class giving you a lecture. I'm not at the Shift conference. I'm not at a welcome event or an international student meet and greet. There's no PowerPoints, there's no handouts, there's no tests. So what was an appropriate way to help end your journey here at Dalhousie? And one of the weirdest things about telling people you're going to speak at Convocation is a lot of people have a favorite Convocation speech. I heard from people about Kurt Vonnegut at Syracuse in '94. I heard about Congressman John Lewis, I'm a huge fan of, in '19 at Georgia State. And a lot of people brought up Taylor Swift at NYU in '22. And so I watched the YouTubes. I went back and did the research, right? I came to two conclusions. One is, who the hell am I to compare myself to any of those people? And then the second was, what if I now accidentally plagiarize one of those speeches and I'm on stage at the university that I graduated from? I might as well have had the speech written by AI at that point. So instead, I thought about all the amazing interactions I've had with so many of you over the last few years, and I'm just going to try and speak to you from the heart. You've reached the end of a phase. I remember what it's like. You put in the work, you've had your late nights, you've been to classes, you've handed in the assignments, and now you're literally sitting there with your degree in hand. If only the guy on stage would stop talking, you could go see your family. I know how much work you've put in. Over 3 decades ago, I started my undergrad in political science here at Dalhousie University, as thankfully Makiko mentioned. And back in the 90s, I was studying political science during the end of history. Now, if you don't know, that was a brief period of optimism where the great thinkers of the world thought that at the end of the Cold War, with the collapse of the Soviet Union, we would end up with global peace and prosperity for all. It hasn't worked out that way. Rather, we live in increasingly interesting times, and we're going to come back to that as well. So sure, I was studying foreign policy during the Cold War era. It wasn't super relevant to me when I became a politician at a municipal level, I will say that. But what was useful in that role and in all my varied careers was the soft skills, the interpersonal skills, the research skills, the Robert's Rules of Order I learned by being on the Dalhousie Student Union, the music I learned about at CKDU, the mentorship with professors, the friendships with students, that many of which continue to this day. This is a large part of what you've achieved. In addition to the degree you've earned here, a whole bunch of intangibles or less tangibles that will be incredibly useful to you for the rest of your lives. And not only have so many people influenced your journey and helped shape who you become these years, but you too will carry those friendships and relationships forward for the rest of your lives. Look, it is a huge compliment to complete any degree. You have every reason to be proud. Your parents and supporters, your friends and partners who are here today, they are so proud of you too. But also with challenge comes uncertainty, right? I sat up here and I looked at every one of your faces as you crossed the stage. Some of you had the card was shaking in your hands. Some of you, right up until they put the degree in your hands, looked like you thought they were going to figure out that some mistake had been made and take it away from you. And, you know, that's not the case. It's time to get on with your next step. It's time to get on with your next adventure. You're at the end, but also at a new beginning. And I'm sure whatever you do next will be outstanding, and I know for many of you that uncertainty is challenging, and I want to speak personally about that for a minute. Look, if you asked me a year ago what my job would be right now and what I'd be doing, and if I'd be standing here, it would have been none of the things that are happening for me right now. But I landed in a great place. All transitions are stressful. All transitions are needful, but you will get through it. Stay grounded. Focus on the present, trust in yourself, your capabilities, the education you just worked so hard to achieve. Work on your resilience, be unafraid to ask for help when you need it. I know you've all got this. So I joked about bike lanes, right? It's a little bit, you know, I literally got asked to speak at the rally today. I'm like, I'm going to Convocation, I can't. And I know that I'm in a room full of planners and architects, and I talked about living in interesting times. And as my favorite comedian, Tom Papa, says, interesting times can be scary times. So Vonnegut, in his speech, said, I apologize because of the terrible mess the planet is in, but it has always been a mess. There have never been any good old days. There's just days. And so, see how I did that? I cited Vonnegut, so now it's not plagiarism? Okay, so I love that quote because there was no time when things are perfect. I think that's important for architects and planners. There's always just some of us, or hopefully most of us, working hard to make things better as we can when we can. So let's reflect. We know on the planning side that we know on the planning side, I want to emphasize, that complete, green, resilient communities that are walkable, bikeable, have good transit, that's not a nice to have. They're essential to healthy, vibrant communities, a huge contributor to our climate goals. And on the architecture side, we know that things that are now under threat, like step backs and setbacks and point towers and light and wind, and think about how buildings interact with the environment, how they interact with the ground level, how they interact with human beings. All those things are important. These are the considerations that can, should, and must overcome the view that the utilitarian lowest cost is always the best choice. And I know when you're in it, it's hard to see that generally things are progressing. I know at times it's hard to see when things that are important to you are losing ground. Progress is arguably, hopefully, a jagged line, but we know with jagged trend lines, it's sometimes hard to see which way it's going. It can be nerve-wracking, it can be scary. It can be demotivating when you're in a time where too often what you know in your heart, what your academic study has told you, is not valued and acknowledged as it should be. But in her speech, Taylor Swift said, there will be times in life where you need to stand up for yourself, times where the right thing is actually to back down and apologize, times when the right thing is to fight, times when the right thing is to turn and run, times to hold on with all you have, and times to let go with grace. At the end of the day, planning and architecture is about bringing beauty into the world for our communities, for our elders, for our children, for people who don't traditionally participate fully in society, for the vulnerable who are so often forgotten and left behind. It's about doing things based on evidence, based on facts, based on research, based on thoughtfulness, and based on empathy. Truth is beauty, and I would argue evidence-based decisions are truth, so they are beautiful. You may face tremendous pressures to do otherwise until this wave of populist, ill-conceived silliness abates. Stay true to who you are, what you've learned. Lean on your friends, lean on your family. Be kind and understanding. I know a lot of people are going to be telling you they don't want you to do what you know is right. I saw it every day in my last job. But those people often are stuck at the bottom of the algorithm, okay? They're in the fake bubble, the fake consensus. They don't have the background you have, or they're just, and this is the increasingly what I think, they're mad about something they should be mad about, but they don't know how to fix that thing, so they're mad about everything. Help meet those people where they're at. Approach it with empathy. We need to cast our nets wide so we make sure that our communities, our plans, our systems, our buildings, our parks, our transportation networks that we are planning today, that they're the kind of thing we can be proud to share with future generations. We all want to ensure justice, reconciliation, and accessibility for all, and you will now have a big part to play in that. But I'm not saying, and this is to the parents in the audience, that the very first day at the job you have to go to the barricades, okay? I'm not saying that. It's not always do or die, but remember who you are, remember what you've learned, and always seek to do the best you can. A very good friend and mentor of mine is fond of saying that perfect is the enemy of good. Don't lose sight of that. Don't lose sight of it. But also, don't give up. Don't give up your principles. To close, as Congressman John Lewis said, never give up, never lose faith. You must be bold and brave and find a way to get in the way and to get in good trouble. To get in good trouble. We're counting on you to do that. I've had the singular privilege of getting to know a great many of you, and I'm confident that you too will get into good trouble. I believe in you, we believe in you, we love you, we respect you, we are so happy for you today. We can't wait to see what kind of trouble you're going to get into, and I, for one, can't wait to see what you do next. Congratulations. Thank you. Merci. Wilalayak.
Thank you, Mr. Mason. Graduates, today you were led into this ceremony and will be led out by our beadle, Dr. Lisa Beglin, carrying the New Dawn staff of place and belonging. This staff is more than a ceremonial symbol. It embodies Dalhousie's diverse and inclusive community. Crafted with materials, textures, and symbols reflecting the richness and diversity of individuals like you, graduates who have shaped our campus and who now join a global network of more than 160,000 Dalhousie alumni. The official business of Convocation is concluded. We will now be led out by our beadle again. We ask that you remain seated until the stage party departs. Thank you and congratulations.
Give me dead manage down Delio no thing. Nigga much good my we done it. Give me dead manage down what a big soul thing. Nigga much good abahon madultine. Abahon madultine. Dan gisuk liga haluk sigo ulau si amo we a heu we yo we ha ya ya we yo he yo he ha ya we 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 yo he ha ya he yo we yo we ha ya ya we yo he yo he ha ya we 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 yo he ha ya hey yo give me dead manage down Delio no thing. Nigga much good my we done it. Give me dead manage down what a big soul thing. Nigga much good abahon madultine. Abahon madultine. Dan gisuk liga haluk sigo ulau si amo we a heu we yo we ha yo yo we yo he yo he ha ya we 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 yo he ha ya hey yo we yo we ha ya ya we yo hey yo he ha ya we 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 yo he ha ya hey yo give me dead manage down Delio no thing. Nigga much good my we done it. Give me dead manage down what a big soul thing. Nigga much good abahon madultine. Abahon madultine. Dan gisuk liga haluk sigo ulau si amo we a heu we yo we ha ya ya we yo he yo he ha ya we 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 yo he ha ya hey yo we yo we ha ya ya we yo he yo he ha ya we 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 yo he ha ya hey yo give me dead manage down Delio no thing. Nigga much good my we done it. Give me dead manage down much to Abahon Madultine. Abahon Madultine, Dan Gisul Teliga Luxigo, Ulausi Pamo, Wea Heu.